Welcome back, friends. Zach here, full-time reseller, and I'm sitting right outside of a post office in the neighboring town, getting ready to do a bunch of garage sales, maybe a few estate sales, yard sales, you name it, out there trying to find things to buy to resell online for profit. But first, I gotta drop off a bunch of shoes that I sold overnight, and then we'll get down to brass tacks and see what we can find. So follow along. First garage sale of the day, setting my intentions high for today. Did okay yesterday garage selling for Friday, but today's Saturday. The weather's supposed to be 75 degrees here in northern New Mexico. It's beautiful. There ain't a cloud in sight, so let's do it. Morning, how are you? Oh, not too bad. Got the guard dog. What's up, mister? What's up, mister? Oh, he's got some bling too. That's awesome. My friend and his wife breed Frenchies up in Grand Junction, and they make a fortune off of them.
Yeah, they're stupid expensive.
They spend a fortune on doing it though too. So.
Yeah, but he's such a good dog.
Yeah, my buddy was gonna crack me a pretty good deal on one. I mean, it's still gonna cost me a couple $1,000, but
yeah.
I just replaced the flooring in my house, so I didn't want to bring in a puppy, you know. Yeah.
Do not jump.
It's okay.
We had a talk this morning about manners, sir.
How much you got on your jeans down here?
$2 a pair.
$2 a pair. Oh gosh, those are all some great brands too. Even on the Miss Me's?
Yeah.
All right.
I just want them gone.
I might take you up on a bunch of. All right, so sure enough, got a great deal on a bunch of Miss Me jeans, just a couple bucks a pair. This is a great way to start my morning, and so super stoked about that. Across this cowboy hardware canvas vest for a little guy. She's gonna sell it to me for $1. That's a smoking deal. And then she's also throwing me some Lucky Brand jeans for $2, new with tags. Can't beat that buy-in price. All right, so these Hey Dudes are just gonna be a couple bucks, and then this guy right here is just sweet as could be. I love Frenchies. Someday I hope I have my own. What's up, dude? All right, so here's the final haul. Got a bunch of great jeans, some Hey Dudes, and I even got a yoga block for myself for $1. Gonna get back down the road. That's a smoking start to a Saturday garage selling. All said, spent $20, got a bunch of great stuff. The Lucky Brand jeans, the new tags is a great buy, but the Miss Me jeans, tremendously good deal. Also got one pair of Vigos women's thick stitch jeans. I think I'm saying that right. And then I got 2 pairs of Cody James kids jeans, and I just couldn't be happier to start my day that way. But I'm gonna go ahead and do some trooping around. It isn't quite 8 o'clock here, and that typically is when a lot of the garage sales start, but there are those occasional early birds that are posting up boxes and signs to start at 7:30, and so that's me. And always remember, the early bird gets the worm, and that's it. Yeah, so let's do this thing some more. Going down the road, so see what we can't find.
Get that off of your hand.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Morning.
Morning, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad, sir.
Fine.
Oh, vintage dude here. Kind of cool. Used to have one just like this. Old classic snowblower. Now, I used to sell a lot of big stuff online. Dog houses, rototillers, lawnmowers. I've kind of backed away doing it just because of storage space, but sometimes there's good deals out there. A lot of success at that one. They just had a few things out, and they told me they just decided to have a garage sale because the neighborhood was kind of doing the same. But I'm gonna go ahead and walk across or drive across the street to one last one in the area. Hopefully find something. All right, I always try to race up to jackets. I don't know what you might find. Strike out there again, but that's how it goes. Went to bat 3 times, 3 garage sales in one concentrated area, and struck out at all 3, but that's okay. I'm super stoked to see the volume of garage sales. It was very cold here in northern New Mexico for the past week. It's been a strange transition towards the summer. It's just been cooler than normal, and so yesterday I think that affected the Friday garage sale counts. I just didn't get into as many for Friday, but today definitely seeing a ton. And the temperature, I think yesterday was like 61 degrees and it's supposed to be 75 today. So I think that's gonna help. Gonna keep trolling around. So balloons on the stop sign's a nice help. Picked up 2 pairs of coveralls. They're not Carhartts, but they are Walls. They're blizzard-proof vintage style. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay them on the ground, share them with you real fast. Forgot to film, just was kind of in a hurry going inside, but yeah, that's some deals. All right, so this gentleman wanted $10 for each of these, and I just asked if he would do 15 for the 2. He was more than willing, and I do really good on coveralls in the fall and winter months. They sell for me. They do take up quite a bit of space, so you got to really compress them down. These will need clean, but even if they're a little bit stained, they'll still sell. People just don't want to pay full price for stuff anymore, and that's why I go. All right, garage selling truly is treasure hunting at its best. I love it. I love being able to haggle, get good deals, so let's do it again. How much you guys want on the Carhartts?
Ours will do
10?
10.
Okay. Big strikeout on that one. They were just extremely priced up on everything they had, and that just sometimes happens. Sometimes people are wanting to get rid of stuff, and sometimes people want a fortune for their stuff. Just pulled up to a multi-family sale. It looks pretty big, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on in here and hope I get something good. Baby stuff. Ariat Western hat, a little bit dirty, but it's only $1, so might grab this. Decided to pass on the Ariat hat. It wasn't a bad price, but women's hats just don't sell that well for me, and that's a great brand, but it was dirty. Needed some cleaning, and just for my time, I didn't feel like it was worth investing in. And that was a huge garage sale, but it was full of women's purses, a lot of low-end women's clothing, and a ton of baby goods. And I felt like offering up the advice to the women there that they should try to sell some of that baby equipment online. I've done good selling baby equipment on Facebook Marketplace, especially if it's very clean, if it's a good brand. But I was kind of in a hurry and all of them were pretty busy. So just decided to chalk it up to what it is and move on to the next yard sale. So I've said this in past videos, but if you're not out garage selling, yard selling, doing the estate sale scene in the spring, in the summer and the fall months, you're spending too much money probably thrifting. And for me personally, I live in a more rural area. I live in an area where there isn't a whole lot of thrift options in the colder months. And because of the colder months, there are no garage sales. So I really want to take advantage of that season and buy things on the low. And a lot of the items I do buy, I try to stash for the colder months when I can sell them for more and when they will sell much faster. This has been a good business model, a good business metric for me, and try to design something like that for yourself. Everybody's area, everybody's situation and circumstance is different, but if you really put some thought into how you want to run your business and how you can save money and buy things for cheaper, that's every bit of increasing your profit margins. And it's just kind of basic common sense knowledge to do that. But if you're not really putting any thought into your game plan and how you're sourcing goods, then you're probably not going to be real successful at it. Some rubber Birkenstocks, always a good find. I got to check the price on them though. What you want for your Birkenstocks?
You can have them for 2.
All right, this is a Lululemon top. Let's see here. I don't know what she wants for it. Yeah. All right, so I went ahead and scooped up the Birks. And again, I've said this in the past, I find Birkenstocks all the time for dirt cheap at garage sales, and they will sell even beat up, whether they're rubber or the cork and leather version. Definitely got the Lululemon, but I actually asked the person hosting the garage sale if the collar was stretched out or if it was one of those oversized collars, because I noticed it looked a little bit big, and she did assure me that that was normal. And that's just fashion today, and I'm a dude, so I don't know women's fashion as well as I do men's. But then the last item I got were these cool kind of throwback kids New Balances. She wanted 5 for them, and they're extremely clean, and I decided not to really haggle with her because she was already offering me up some pretty good stuff for pretty cheap. But most of the time I typically try to haggle on most of the deals I make when I garage sale. Did you do $3 on the glove?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So So I got me a Spalding baseball glove. Spalding's not my favorite brand, but price was pretty close to what I'd want to pay for one. And I'm almost completely out of full-size, adult-size gloves. And so I wanted to kind of restock in that area because all I got is kids gloves right now. Baseball gloves are always money for me. They do sell year round. They obviously sell better in the spring and in the summer months when baseball is going on. And I've said this, I think, in a past video, but I love Mizuno, Nike, Adidas, Nakona, some of the upper end brands. Some Wilson can be good. Just look them up. Look up the model number on the inside of the glove. That'll kind of give you an idea what the sell-through rate is. But I have worked away from buying really small gloves, and I've passed on a few this morning that were dirt cheap. And that's just because I don't make that much money off of them. The longer I do this, the more I want my average sell price to go up, and that's something you should be thinking about too. Just strolled into my next stop, and from what I can see thus far, there's a lot of nice clothing out. They got a bunch of shoes out, and they do have some of their stuff displayed very nicely. And sometimes I do find that when people are good about displaying their stuff real orderly, real nicely, they got tags on it, they often want more money. And that's okay. That's where the art of the deal comes in. Scored these BKE Jake jeans. I offered a little bit lower. She was willing to take 7. I was good with that because I can typically get about 25 to 30 on BKE jeans. And then on these Wrangler 20X with a really long inseam and a narrower waist, she wanted 10. I was able to get them for 5. So those are good prices for these type of jeans. I'm good with that. A lot of times I see them priced at about 10 bucks at garage sales. I just picked up this neoprene style Carhartt jacket, and this was a great score. It was only 5 bucks. This was a busy garage sale, so I just wanted to try to hurry and get over to the jacket rack. Failed to get the footage, but that's okay. I thought she was probably going to tell me $15-20 on the price, because that's usually what a jacket like this tends to go for with most garage sales, but she was being kind and just wanting to move it, so I'm good with that. What I'll do with this jacket is I'll stash it for about 4 or 5 months, and I'll list it once we get closer to fall, and then that way I'll get a premium for it. And yeah, so I'll just sit on it and let it be real estate, money in the bank. Mountain Hardwear hiking pants. They got a little bit of a stain on the back, but I'm gonna see what she wants for them. How much you want on these Mountain Hardwear pants? $1. I can handle a buck. Mountain Hardwear for $1 is hard to beat, even if they do have a stain. I can usually get 18 to 24 bucks for pants like these. I'll downgrade the price on them just because they are flawed, but it's all right. It's gonna be a great profit. I had an old coworker, kind of my work mom from my last job, just reach out to me by phone, let me know that there was a garage sale at her house, that they were hosting one, but that there were several in her neighborhood. It's a neighborhood that I don't actually frequent as much. Not sure why, I just kind of don't get to this edge of town. It's outside of my normal loop. So I'm gonna go down, pay her a visit, see if I can't find anything, check out a few of those other garage sales. It's good to have people. Bev, I love you, miss you. Thanks for looking out for this guy. Getting ready to skin out of the big city. I do a lot of my garage selling in the early mornings. Just got away from visiting an old dear coworker and her husband. Bev, Rick, it was great to see you. I appreciate your support of me. And I'm gonna go ahead and race down the road here. Probably gonna stop by the thrift store right near my house as they were doing a huge sale today. I'm not sure I'll find anything because I go in that thrift store just about every day, and I was just there yesterday trying to pick over all the good stuff before they had their sale today. But then I'm gonna make my way to a few more garage sales in the neighboring hometown that I went to high school in, and probably wind it down for the day. It's been a good day thus far. I'm grateful for all the stuff I found at a ridiculously cheap profit. That's just going to a ridiculously cheap buy-in cost. Just across the highway from my house, I'm gonna go check out this garage sale. I came here last year, and if I remember right, it was a lot of kids' toys, kids' clothes, but always worth checking out. Sometimes people put new stuff out from year to year, and I think I bought something from this lady, but I can't remember what it was. So let's hope for the best. There are a lot of arbitraged items, new tag-on items. Just gonna buy this doormat. She made me a great deal. It's brand new for just like $3. So I'm back in my hometown. I'm in a very affluent neighborhood. I did start my day yesterday here, and I really didn't do that good. So I decided to come back today to see if there was any other newer garage sales in this same neighborhood, because once a year they do a community garage sale, which is really nice because you can get into a host of garage sales in a very small area. But unfortunately, I've stopped at a couple and I just haven't seen anything different from yesterday. No new garage sales. And because a lot of this started yesterday, a lot of the people are getting really sold out of good inventory. But there is one stop I found, so I'm gonna go ahead and hustle across the street here, see if I can come up with anything good. Probably gonna start to wind it down. Just everything's cooling off, not finding much in the last few hours, and that's okay because I've done exceptionally good today for what I've spent. But let's go.
Not a welder, so
Right.
you kind of guessing, but
Yeah. Not the best spot on that one. This one here's going to really.
yeah, it's. I think you can make a living with that
Well,
stuff.
let's think of this. Like,
This is more of a homeowner thing. That's
exactly.
probably more of a professional.
So, yeah, it's nice. Like, I don't need to write this one in. That's one of the things. It's cheap. I want to get it, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's about the right price. Like, yeah, you know. So yeah. So okay.
Alright, this is a nice foam roller. I just want it for myself. Okay. Well, too rich for my blood, and I didn't really see anything there to purchase for resale, but the gentleman did have a foam roller, and I asked his wife to price it, so she went in the house and asked him. He wanted $5 for it. I'm more in the mode of like $2 to $3. I could have made an offer, but I don't need one that bad because I got a couple of them. And yeah, so I'll save those dead presidents for myself to spend on something better. One more, actually maybe two more to stop at that I didn't stop in this neighborhood yesterday. Just not doing real well, but again, time is of the essence, and the later in the day it gets, the less I find when I garage sale. So remember, the early bird gets the worm. Well, let's do this. Somebody collected salt and pepper shakers.
My mama see that.
Oh, that's cool. That's a cool thing to collect, though, because it doesn't take up a ton of room.
That's true. She has sold a lot of them.
Is that right? How much for these little cabbage ones?
She wants $5 a set on the.
$5 a set, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so just mobbed up into my casa, got all the goods I've purchased to resell online in a pile here. I'm gonna go ahead and spread all this out and do a haul video with you and just give you a good idea how much money I save when I do garage sales, yard sales, and I hope that motivates somebody out there that might be hating to thrift all the time and hates to have to pay up for goods to get out there and make some deals on the garage sale scene or circuit in their area. So as promised, I'm going to share with you everything I purchased, and I might be off by just a few dollars, but I think I only spent $68 today on all of these items. Definitely a lot of them bread and butter brands that I love to sell. Just about everything you're seeing is a brand I've sold in the past. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop off this stool. I'm gonna go down the row of each of these items. I'll share with you what I paid for it, what I hope to sell it for, why I purchased this brand, what it might be made of, what keywords I'll use, and then we'll wind this film down. Okay, so I got this pair of walls, actually this two pair of walls coveralls. These are vintage blizzard proof, heavy canvas insulated coveralls. They have some stains, but no real holes. They just need cleaned up a little bit. I ended up paying $7.50 a piece on these. I did get a deal on them, a little bit of a deal. I saved $5 by comboing the two together. I hope to sell these for right around probably the mid 40 range, plus or minus a few bucks. Coveralls sell really well for me in fall, winter, and even in the spring months, but you definitely want to be good and descriptive about the flaws because a lot of them are going to be a little stained, a little beat up, and sometimes have some holes, and that's just the nature of work utility wear. But as I always say, look for the things that are common in your area, and I find a lot of work utility wear, a lot of flame resistant wear, and so I've just made that a part of my business because it's easy to source. So this pair of jeans up here is a pair of Lucky jeans. This came from the first garage sale of the day. I only paid $2 for these. This is a 181 straight series. This is a series I've sold in the past, but typically I sell them used and they usually will go for low to mid 20s. These being new with tag, I'm gonna try to get a little bit more out of them, and I will just put simple keywords in the description such as Lucky. I'll put preppy, church, dress up, business, travel, faded, whiskered, wide, baggy. All of those things will just get a little bit more attention. And then this is two pairs of youth Cody James Western jeans. They are kids, but I only paid 50 cents a pair. That's an incredible deal. Usually at a thrift store, I'd probably pay somewhere between $4 to $6 for kids pants. Generally at most garage sales, I usually pay $1 or $2 for kids pants in good condition. These will probably only sell for between $16 to $13. But again, I only paid 50 cents for them, so that's great profit. I'm happy about that. Now, one of the best finds of the day was at that first garage sale. I was able to come up with 6 pairs of Miss Me jeans. I ended up giving 1 pair to my coworker just because she was always there for me. She was always supportive of me when I had my last medical job. Love you, Bev. Thanks again. Great to see you and Rick, and thanks for just looking out for me and supporting me as a human. So Miss Me jeans are solid. They're very fashionable. I will use keywords like thick stitch. I'll put bling, bejeweled. I'll put dress up, women's fashion. I'll even put country western, rodeo, and I know Miss Me are not completely entirely associated with western wear, but I do see a lot of country western gals in my area wearing them. They're just very fashionable. They're very popular. Typically these Miss Me jeans I can sell for right around the 30s. Upper 20s, low 30s is usually where I sell them at, depending on size, condition, and so just super stoked. I only paid $2 a pair, and that's just an incredible deal. So when I heard her say $2, I started stacking them up, and I just didn't even care to look them over, but most of them were in pretty good shape, so I won't have to clean them. This is just a Spalding glove. As I said earlier in the video, I typically don't buy Spalding, but the older, more vintage gloves are a little bit better leather, better quality, and I have still sold Spalding, and I'm very low on adult-size baseball gloves, but just remember to be looking for right-handed throw gloves. Right-handed throw gloves means that you throw with your right hand and you actually wear the glove on the left side, which can make it kind of confusing. If you buy a lot of left-handed throw gloves, that's going to be for a lefty, and there's just not as many lefties out there. Now, this is just a doormat. I just paid a few bones for this, I think $3. And again, the benefit of reselling is you come across a lot of great stuff for yourself, for your house at a discounted price. So I love that about reselling. This here is a Cowboy Hardware canvas vest. It's just a little boy's vest. I can't remember if I paid 50 cents or $1 for it. Maybe I have paid $2. I think it was $1 though. But nonetheless, I've sold Cowboy Hardware goods. I've sold their shirts, and I've sold a ton of their vests in kid sizes. I've even sold a couple women's vests. So it's not a brand that makes a ton of money, but again, I'm going to go back to keywords that are very Western. I'll put rodeo, I'll put cowboy, I'll put farm, ranch, feedlot, rancher, I'll put mutton busting, I'll put bull rider, I'll put saddle bronc, team roper, da-da-da-da-da-da, you get the point. All right, got a Lululemon sweatshirt. I only paid $2 for this. Lululemon is kind of hit and miss for me, but I do a lot better with the women's line, and it usually still sells for me in the women's. It's a little bit slower in men's, but I'm going to put athletic, I'm going to put workout, training, athleisure. I'll put travel, casual, comfort, original. I'll put Lulu in the description, and again, that'll just move this item a lot quicker. So I got a pair of Mountain Hardwear hiking pants. I only paid $1 for these if I remember right. They do have a few little stains on them, but that's okay. I'll just denote that in the listing that they have a few little flaws. I'll have to discount the price a little bit, but I sell tons of adventure apparel, tons of Gorp, and Mountain Hardwear is one of the better brands that I like to sell, especially with jackets. Don't do as good on their pants, but I do sell a lot of their shorts, and I might not do as good on their pants because I just don't come across them for the right price. So happy to pay $1. It's all going to be great profit. Now, this pair of top jeans you're looking at, these denim jeans, it says $10. I did give $7 for these. I wish I would have actually offered a little bit less. They do have one little small spot, so I'll have to wash these guys. But these are BKE Jake jeans. BKE jeans are solid sellers for me. I tend to do best with the BKE Tyler jeans, but a lot of their jeans, whether they're the Jakes, the Seths, the Aidens, they still sell for me. So this is one of my favorite brand or series of Wrangler. These are 20X jeans, and I only gave $5 for these. They're a nice dark wash. Again, I'll use those country western keywords, rodeo, bull rider. I'll even put work utility because there's a lot of guys that wear these in construction and in oil field, and so I'll use those terms as well in the description box. Keywords have been tremendously helpful in selling items. So these two items down here you're gonna see are actually items that I got no footage of the purchase. There was a period of about 20 minutes where my phone was just about to go dead, and so I had to stop filming any footage. I did stop at about 3 garage sales. I only found this pair of Vibram 5-finger shoes, and I only gave $1 for them. They're a little bit beat up, a little bit dirty on the bottom, but I think I can turn $1 into probably around $25. And these guys sell really good in the spring months. People like to wear them camping, hiking. They like to wear them on vacation, on the beach. They're just kind of lightweight. They are definitely kind of funky and a little bit ugly, but I don't really care about how they look. I care about how they sell. And then this is 2 vintage Avon cologne bottles. I don't resell Avon cologne bottles. They don't sell for much. I just simply purchased these from my barber. He has a little glass case that he decorates with all kinds of old vintage barber stuff. And so as a favor to him, because he's such a good guy and a great friend, I've just been picking these up for him for like pocket change because I find them all the time at garage sales and estate sales. And they're just kind of cool. Brings back memories of my own grandfather who had a bunch of these. And so yeah, there's that. So this is probably one of the better finds of the day, and I definitely didn't pay much for it. This is a neoprene Carhartt jacket. It does have a little bit of staining on it. I think I can get it clean. When I went up to buy this, I don't think I got footage of the buy, but the lady wanted $15, or I'm sorry, she wanted $5 for it, and I was under the impression she probably wanted 15 or 20. So my jaw almost dropped when she said she only wanted 5. I was good with that. And if I remember right, that was a really busy garage sale. That's probably why I didn't film this one, but I can simply sell this jacket and it will help to pay off all that I spent on all of these items. Pretty crazy. That one item I purchased for a really great deal is going to actually pay back the cost of all these items. So that's just one way to think about it when you're trying to be out there sourcing goods. Try to find one really killer item that'll pay for the rest of your day, and that just makes sourcing that much funner. Okay, bread and butter. These are Birkenstocks. These are the rubber version. Only gave $2 for these. I sell the heck out of Birkenstocks. I've sold this style. I believe this is the Arizona. I might be saying that wrong. I think it is the rubber Arizona. Now, these won't sell as quick as the cork and leather Birkenstocks that we're all accustomed to, the traditional ones, but they still sell. And I'm probably guessing I could probably get maybe mid-20s for these. I'm going to have to clean them up. They are a little bit wore, but people just don't want to pay the retail price on these. Life's expensive right now. Groceries are expensive. The cost of living, the cost of having utilities, everything's expensive, and that's the big reason that people are buying used clothing like they are nowadays. So the used clothing market is just blowing up. You want to get on that train. These are some New Balance 574 Retro Edition tennis shoes. Unfortunately, they're a kid size. They're only size 4, but they were super clean. They were only $5. I didn't haggle the price on them because they were so clean and because the lady that sold them to me was kind of a babe. So yeah, there's that. Now, this is a pair of Hey Dude booties. I've only sold a couple pair of these in the past, but it was in winter and they sold very quickly for me. I only gave $2 for these, I believe, at the very first yard sale of the morning. I think that's correct. Don't quote me on it, but I think it was just $2. These here I'll probably sell for upper 20s, low 30s. I've done good on Hey Dudes, but I do better on the booties, so don't sleep on them, especially if you can find the ones that are fur, fleece lined. Those sell even better. And then last item of the day, this is just a yoga block. I picked this up at the very first garage sale. This is for me. I don't have a yoga block, but I do use these a lot at my local gym when I do push-ups, when I do core workouts and different various forms of planks. So yeah, once again, it's that nice benefit of finding things that are new for a rock bottom price. And I think these sell at Target or Walmart for like 12, 15 bucks. So I'm good with saving some money and just spending $1. So yeah, that's it. That's the haul for the day. As you can see, a lot of good items. Spent just over 60 bucks. Gonna be able to turn around and sell all of this for an incredible profit. Gonna go ahead and wind it down, but I have something personal I want to add to this video before I finish. So just a couple days back, my YouTube channel surpassed 1,000 subscribers. So I wanted to take a moment to thank everybody, the viewing audience, those people who have taken the time to hit subscribe, to hit like, and to follow me along on a lot of these sourcing adventures and my journeys, whether it be local or traveling out of state or out of town. You people are the ones that have kept my mind in this and kept me going. And so I just wanted to put a heartfelt thank you out there, especially to those people who have been encouraging me and patting me on the back since the beginning. I love you and I'm appreciative of that. But this part is the part that hits home and is the most personal for me. And so I'm saying this because there's somebody out there that needs to hear this, that if you're unhappy with your circumstances in life, whatever that might be, just know that you have the power to change at any moment and any day, but it's all up to you and your action. It's up to you and your own belief in yourself and not anybody else. And so if you can get to the point where you quit caring about what other people are going to say and think about you, regardless of whatever that life change you want to make is, that's the unlock. That's the glow up. And so I hope that for you. Just know I'm a guy that has failed at a lot of things in life, and I'm from middle of nowhere, northern New Mexico. And if I can get to a point where I have a following of 1,000 people from around the world that want to watch me sell junk online, that I believe in you and I think you can do great things in your life, even if you don't believe that, but it takes starting somewhere. So my advice is to believe in yourself and to start today. So I'm gonna wind it down with that. If you like this video, please reach out there, hit that like button, make a comment, or as always, please subscribe.